What's up, guys? My name is Jomel Socorro,
My name's Jarron Gaddis.
and we are the Wannabe Boo podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest game and anime news, reviews, and waifus for lifu. This is episode 37, right?
That's
Yeah, 37.
Yep.
How are you, Jarron? How is?
This time because I'm not gonna ask questions because I actually don't know.
Yeah, we're just gonna roll with it, and I'll have to see in post.
Yeah.
How are you, Jarron? How's your week been so far?
Not too bad. Finally had a little bit of work. Nothing permanent, unfortunately, but getting a little bit of more. Learning a different language called gibberish, and the fact that I don't know the English language. But yes, I worked a little bit, got some money coming in, more funds to put towards that Switch and just general living expenses.
Oh yeah, of course. Just November is around the corner, and then after that December, and that's gonna be go time for fucking Smash.
Luckily, a lot of shit got delayed.
What do you mean?
That I really, really want.
Oh.
So like Code Vein, I think Keikiro, Shadow of Twin, whatever the fuck it's called, is delayed till 2019. Ghost of Tsushima's not coming out till 2019. Anthem's not coming out till 2019.
I mean, 2019 is gonna be a big year for games in general. So that's gonna be, was it maybe that first and second quarter is gonna be nothing but games.
Yeah.
So
I mean that's generally how it is. First and second quarter is the ones that hit, and then for whatever reason you just get this nice long lull over the summer.
Yeah, true. I mean, but like especially with 2019 coming around, we got a lot of big hitters coming in so far. Cause I know Anthem's been in the works for a while. I hear Cyberpunk. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but the rumors are saying that Cyberpunk's release date is in 2019. Like it was leaked in some Turkish, report or something.
Then it's probably relatively accurate, though. I have yet to watch that nearly 50-minute gameplay video of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm worried that I won't like what I see.
What do you mean by that?
Because I know it's first person.
Right.
But the only problem with that is that I worry about, character customization, because that's what makes my dick big.
Well, you want to look at your character?
Yes.
Entire way. Well,
I need to be able to see my sculpted piece of art.
Your creation. Well, that makes sense.
Trash.
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think they've made any announcements about it, but maybe they'll give us like an option to go either third or first person. Maybe, I don't know. That's asking for a lot at this point, since it's essentially at the end of its development. So.
Right.
I mean, that can be easily done with a patch or with an update, wouldn't it? If it was demand enough.
Well, I mean, I doubt they change it because it gives you it's a different perspective for immersion purposes.
That's true.
I think I saw in some places that there was a small character customizer.
I
can be satisfied with that as long as I get to see my character sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see some gameplay of like just shooting and shit.
Right.
It looks fucking tasty.
Because from what I see, at least, because they did the whole character customization thing, and your character will be shown in cutscenes. So, I mean, if you're okay with just seeing your character in just cutscenes, then I guess that's about as much you'll be able to see it.
I guess.
But yeah,
I'll be able to see my nails though, my fabulous fucking
nails. Because you're always a girl, right? You always choose to be a female in these kind of games.
Yes. But since I can't see my character this time, I might play guy. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
So, let's be honest. I'm going to play a girl.
Right.
I'm not going to kid myself. I don't know what happened.
No. Well, so far, my week's been pretty good so far. I'm kind of a little bit upset, though. Just because, I ordered a dry fit, I ordered a dry fit shirt a couple of days ago, and it was supposed to come in today, and it didn't come in today, and I looked on Amazon, like, oh yeah, sorry, so we're gonna have to extend that either tomorrow or the next day, because apparently they just didn't deliver it, and I was really upset about that, because it was a nice Captain America Winter Soldier dry fit shirt that I would like to use when I work out, and I was ready to ball out in that tomorrow, but I guess not. So I'm gonna have to go with my regular dry fit shirt tomorrow.
Have to go out looking like a piece of shit. No, but speaking of go on. Sorry.
No, okay. But fortunately, that me being upset didn't last too long, because looking on Twitter, it turns out Elon Musk has some I mean, has at least seen your name, and apparently is a fan of it.
Guess what? I just fucking scrolled by fucking Elon Musk and his
Oh, really?
fucking mech shit.
Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is. I mean, the internet is making this as bigger news than it really has to be. So, but I just wanted this to be an announcement for it because this is our multi-millionaire working his magic
Mul-
and essentially
You want to say
what
that again?
multi-millionaire
All right.
because he's a multi-millionaire and he's essentially like the meme, like he's a multi-millionaire memer. If you like, this is the guy that made a flamethrower available to the public.
This is also the guy that got sued for calling someone a pedophile.
Well, no one's perfect, obviously,
True. True.
but sorry, that was a inside joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly don't know what to say about it. And then his latest tweets were about him saying that he wants to make a mecha now because people were asking him, "Oh, like, do you watch Evangelion?" And the only thing he replied with was "nerve." So I guess that was enough for people to go balls out.
I'm pretty sure that, let's assume that he doesn't just get sued out of all his money
Okay,
and his company.
right?
I'm pretty sure within like the next 10, like 5-6 years, he could build a functional mech.
Probably. No, I mean, he's the one behind all the tech of Tesla in general. So I wouldn't be surprised if he drew up something while he was smoking a blunt in one night,
Right.
just as a concept, all run by like Tesla batteries.
I mean, yeah, it'll happen. Maybe.
Oh.
I'm hoping it does. Elon Musk, here's a challenge for you. Actually make that mech. Don't bullshit us. Get at
Yeah,
it, son.
yeah, exactly. I mean, just pull a flamethrower and just say, "Yep, I'm working with the military. We're making a mech," or I'm just making a mech with all the tech that we combine from Tesla and SpaceX.
I feel like the military wouldn't fucking put money into it until they actually see it functional. And
That's
if not
true.
a mech suit.
Like an exosuit, like
Exosuit,
Anthemish.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be scaled better. Well, it'd be scaled in a more affordable. It'd be scaled. It'd be more affordable in that scale. Because they're not trying to make a 30-meter giant robot that could possibly fail.
Right.
At least you have something smaller to play around with that could not do as much damage as you would hope with a 30-meter tall robot.
Right. But right after exosuit, giant robot.
Yes.
There.
Yep.
Has to be it right there.
This next day, like this works. Just multiply the size. That's it.
Yep. That's it. That's all.
It'll be our own Ultraman or Voltus 5 or Power Rangers or Gundam or whatever he takes inspiration from, or combine everything, for God's sake. He'll be like the trigger of like fucking tech. He'll just start sprinkling all over he'll start sprinkling bullshit all over it and just make it happen.
That makes me so fucking happy. But speaking of bad CGI, fucking there's been a lot of controversy on fucking Goblin Slayer.
See, the CGI wasn't that bad. Just a side note.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, it's not from what I can see, it's not used for the most important things, which are the fights.
No, it's used for the fights too. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, maybe I've only noticed one, but majority of the times it's always been animated. Because a lot of
time he's walking around.
Yeah, and all the CG is when he's walking around and not doing anything, but not with the fights. At least majority of the time, not with the fights.
No, it's the first episode. He was CGI damn near the whole time. The only time he's not CGI is when he's not moving.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe I just didn't notice it because the only time I ever noticed CGI was when he was walking. But as far as him fighting, it was fine by me.
That's because you can accept it. I can't. I hate CGI. Well, I don't hate it. I hate bad CGI. Makes my fucking soul hurt.
True, but at least it's not. I can only forgive it because it's not as bad as the Berserk CGI.
True.
Because the entirety of it is not
yet to be seen.
Yes, just for because it's only been 2 episodes so far.
Right.
But I feel we were kind of dragging on that little bit, but.
I mean, I'm just hoping that it doesn't fucking. I'm just hoping it either improves or they figure out what they're gonna fucking do. Because I'm tired of it switching back and forth. Also tired of motherfuckers being like, it's fucking edgy.
Oh right.
Didn't we already talk about this? I'm pretty sure we already talked about
We
this.
talked about it off the air. It was more so just us discussing it.
Oh, fuck, man, life's blending throughout the universe. Tomorrow slime comes out. Anyway, I just realized that. But fucking. So listen here, you motherfuckers. Leave
Starting
Goblin
strong.
Slayer
Okay.
alone. Yeah. There's fucking murder, rape, goblins, whatever. Who gives a shit? It's a dark toned anime. That doesn't mean like, oh, it's fucking edgy. It doesn't mean that, oh, it's the darkest anime in history. No, it's not. It's just a dark anime. Just like fucking Made in Abyss is a dark anime. Just like fucking uh fucking
I mean, you want to say the obvious at this point, or keep going without the obvious?
go for it.
Berserk is a dark anime.
Well, I would give Berserk one of the darkest.
Yeah, but it's at least it's shared. It's not that, I mean, because obviously Goblin Slayer is not comparable to Berserk's.
It's not.
But
It really isn't.
they're a close relative. That's because Berserk is obviously like another comparison, because I guess that's the next thing people can come up with.
Right.
But what else? School Days has very
School
dark
Days is
undertones.
another dark anime. Like,
Yeah.
come on, people.
More
We're
true to life, if anything.
Right. We're just they're trying to set the tone for the damn anime to show you that, oh, all right, this happened. Anything else that happens later on has the undertone of this happening.
Right.
That's
exactly.
always present in your mind now. That's the point of it. That's the whole point of it. And slight spoiler warning, it doesn't get as bad ever again. Well, actually, no, that's not true. But
Well, we'll have to see as more episodes come to go live.
also, there were a lot of details left out in the second episode. A shit ton. They jumped like 5 fucking chapters in one goddamn episode. I was like, yeah, what is happening? But anyway,
But yeah, it's been about 2 episodes so far. I think most people in the anime community that are pretty influential have already said their piece, but we also have to say our piece about this, because I mean, I honestly don't think this is gonna be a huge problem, because I don't even think there's a lot of people that are really upset about it. They just happen to be the loudest.
well, yeah, you're right. It's always the people that are the loudest that we hear about this from.
Exactly.
But the people that are upset are the elitists and the fucking
Casuals.
and the casuals. Yeah.
I mean, it's a very small minority, and they just happen to be the lightest. Because I mean, from what I can tell, everyone seems to be enjoying it for what it is. Like, they understand what Goblin Slayer is after that first episode,
Right.
and they're just kind of like, well, all right, this is how the rules work. I can either watch it or I don't. I'm not about to condemn it nor condemn anyone that likes it, because it just happens to be strong for certain viewers like myself or something.
Right.
And I mean, obviously, Crunchyroll has made a public statement about this on the recent Twitter, in their Twitter post, saying that they apparently apologized for the abrupt episode and how its graphic themes weren't necessarily warned. So they said that they would put a warning out.
Quote unquote.
Well,
I'm
I'm obviously paraphrasing, but they did apologize that the content of Goblin Slayer was a lot more strong. So they apologized for that, and they said that they would give a warning before the episode started to those that it would contain graphic violence and unsettling themes and stuff like that. So I'm fine with it. I guess they didn't necessarily have to do it, since I feel like everyone should just take their time to look into what they're trying to watch. Maybe
They should.
I mean, is that too much to ask? Is it
Yeah.
too much to ask?
Yeah. You're asking people to do anything.
I mean, it's called personal responsibility at this point.
Is it though?
Yeah.
It though?
I mean, I came into Goblin Slayer not knowing anything, and I mean, I'll admit I was pretty, not overwhelmed, but I was taken aback by what happened, but I wasn't like, unsettled. It was more so I was really open to what was gonna happen. That's what it was, and I feel like that's what the majority of everyone that watched Goblin Slayer was. They were just open to it, and then the small minority just happened to complain about it. Because the one thing I don't want to happen in this case, the only thing I don't want to happen is that Crunchyroll were to take it out because people are lashing out at. That would be that would be the worst thing Crunchyroll would ever do, is to take out an anime because there's so much public backlash, or
I'd be so
quote
damn
unquote
upset.
public backlash, because it's honestly not a lot of people complaining about it. It's just
Right.
the loudest people in the room.
You're right. Exactly.
You know, don't we? I mean, come on, guys. Just if you don't want to watch it, just drop it. That's always an option.
No, you're not allowed to fucking read the manga, you pieces of shit.
I mean, they'll be even more taken aback by the graphic content
Good.
in the manga.
Good. Be scarred.
But that's our little 2 cents about Goblin Slayer. I mean, I don't want to be the rude one, but you either watch it or you don't. That's it. Don't tell everyone else not to watch it because you don't like it. Do you? I mean, go watch something else. Honestly, that's
Some taste.
that's Jarron's 2 cents about about these people's
that.
attitudes. Get some taste. That's the most elitist thing
Acquire
ever.
taste.
Acquire taste.
And here's the thing, Jomel. It's not hard to acquire taste. It's open your fucking mouth more. That's how you acquire taste. Don't just close it and only eat the few things that you're used to. Fucking jam that fucking mouth wide and start consuming content. Doesn't matter. Oh, I don't like fucking I don't like what's a good example? I don't like little kids in my shows. I don't like blah 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 blah. So I won't watch Made in Abyss. Too fucking bad. You just missing an amazing anime. Oh, I don't like whining little bitches. Too bad. You just missed out on an amazing fucking Evangelion. Kiss my ass. Of course, I'm being a hypocrite because I refuse to watch Evangelion because I don't like the main character. But don't be me. Be better, you bitch.
That's probably the most encouraging you've ever been, Jarron. I mean, I can relate it to you. You don't like buff men doing poses, so you won't watch JoJo's.
Exactly. Even though I love the idea of JoJo of being completely, absolutely, stupidly ridiculous, but all the characters take it as seriously as possible. I love that idea, but I don't want to watch it because there's too many men.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Just be better than Jarron. Be stronger.
There you go.
Be a stronger version of you, so that Jarron can be Jarron.
Yep.
If that makes any sense.
No, let me look up to you. How about that?
What? Wait.
Let me be the person. Be the person I know you can be.
Okay.
Believe in the me that believes in you.
there we go. Just fucking comment on it right there. You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm confusing myself at this point.
Yeah, it's okay.
Fuck. Goblin Slayer is pretty good. If you guys watch it, if you guys like it, keep watching it. Don't let the haters hate.
Right, and watch everything else this season because it's also pretty fucking good.
Pretty much.
But unfortunately, for those that don't know, because we didn't know, we didn't know after a while, but so Steins Gate. We were meaning to talk about that earlier, but
much earlier.
But the way it ended, just kind of like
it was a casual ending.
It was too casual.
Like I was like, when I finished it, I was like, oh, that was a good episode. I had the expectation of next week to be another thing, and didn't realize that was it. So before we continue, this is going to be a spoiler warning. Everything up until this point is going to be spoiling and talking about Steins Gate Zero. If you guys
regular Steins Gate.
And regular Steins Gate. So if you haven't watched any of it, and you want to watch it without, if you want to watch it going in blind, which I would recommend going into because the heartache is real. Thank you, Jarron.
Always forget to fucking sound my phone.
The heartache is real, so I recommend stopping here now, and then if you want to come back and talk and listen to us talk about it, then come back here, once you're done. But this is good. From here on out, this is your spoiler warning for Steins Gate Zero and regular Steins Gate.
All right, piss off.
How about you, to start off, Jarron? What do you think of Steins Gate Zero? Because I know you had the most emotional fluctuations from this series specifically.
All right. Well, it's there are emotional fluctuations because I'm still not sure what fucking happened. Because like I guess
Yeah.
I was so scarred with Steins Gate, the end of Steins Gate one.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to say one?
You could, yeah, might as well,
All
because
right, so
technically this is the Steins Gate. The first season of Steins Gate is the alpha line, so 0 would represent the beta timeline.
right, so in the Alpha timeline, which is Steins Gate, I was super fucking confused on what happened at the end because the last thing I remember is that he was killing himself. Well, no, not killing himself, but repeating time over and over to save Mayuri. So if you didn't know, I guess you would know since you're not here for the spoilers. But a refresher, or at least a refresher from my perspective, is that through whatever shenanigans and dealing with CERN from Steins Gate 1, Mayuri started dying, and obviously Okabe loves Mayuri as something.
Well, a dear friend, because they've been together for, it's like the ultimate childhood friend in this case.
Yeah, this is true.
Because Kurisu is the ultimate love interest in the alpha timeline.
Right.
Well, even in the beta timeline, but generally, she's the ultimate love interest.
Right. So, like, all right, so she starts dying. So Okabe's like, all right, I gotta keep fucking sending myself D-mails and doing shit to try to fix the timeline. But every time he does it, she keeps dying and dying and dying. And at one point in time, he figures it out. He was like, all right, I saved her. Nothing can happen. Everything's gonna be okay. And then Christina dies. So it's like, fuck. Well, does this mean that it's either or? And from my perspective, that's where it ended. Like he tried. I think he said, "I can't do it anymore. I'm not strong enough." Essentially, and then that's how we transitioned to Steins Gate 0.
Now I want to kind of fill it in there for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
What up until that point, it's correct, but I think you're missing the actual ending of it because Steins Gate, the alpha timeline does end because when Okabe does find out that Kurisu ends up dying, he has to come up with a different plan now to stop Kurisu from dying. And so what he does, he ultimately stops her because all right. So when Kurisu dies, that ends up starting the beta timeline because when Okabe tried to stop her death, he accidentally kills her by accident in that timeline. In this case, in Steins Gate 0, he was able to stop her death by faking her death with like the red little lightsaber thing that he had. And so he was able to fake her death, and then the other Okabe from that timeline would notice it, and then that would cause a ripple, or was it reading Steiner to fix the timeline back into crosses it over to 1 point whatever.
Wait, shit. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. Because now I'm questioning whether or not I finished the first stage.
I mean, I feel like
it's very possible.
Because I feel like you're just one episode off, like one episode off in this case. Because that's like the last. That's the last thing I explicitly remember. Because I was like, hey, he fixed it, but now Kurisu's dying. How the fuck is he gonna do this? And because when he went back in time to stop Kurisu from dying, there are two Okabes in that moment. Because what happened in the last episode of Steins Gate 1 was essentially the first episode of Steins Gate in the beginning. Because in episode 1 there was a huge scream that Okabe heard, and that triggered, and that scream was actually Okabe from the last episode of Steins Gate. Because what he did was he stabbed himself to fake her death.
All right, yeah, I definitely missed a couple episodes.
I mean, it's essentially like the last few episodes in this case.
Yeah, definitely missed the last few because I don't remember any of that shit. I just remember him giving up.
I mean, him giving up after that ended up, if Mayuri didn't give him that push, then that's what started what kickstarted the beta timeline of Steins Gate 0.
So I'm technically on the right path.
You just didn't complete the whole story.
I just didn't complete the whole story. Fuck,
yeah.
I don't even know how. I mean, other than me bitching out because I couldn't deal with it. I mean, which is very possible. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right.
But weren't there like a bunch of like mini OVAs and shit. I watched those.
There was one movie after the first season, and that was when Okabe disappeared. That's centered
Right, I
around that.
watched that. Cause fucking.
Because that was a continuation, if I remember correctly.
But
I might be
what,
wrong,
though?
but of Steins Gate 1. It's kind of like an alternate. It's kind of like how Steins Gate 0 is. It's like it branched off from Steins Gate 1 because Steins Gate ended off in the good timeline. That's a true ending. The movie is a stem if Okabe disappeared and Krisu has to be the one that solves that issue, and then 0 is if Krisu disappeared, and that's his ordeal.
So I'm assuming that's that's a deja vu one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Wait, there's another one, The Missing Link. What the shit?
Wait, is that a game or is that a OVA?
No, it's something.
But that's essentially what happened at the end of Steins Gate's first season of Steins Gate. Krisu started dying, and then he faked her death by stabbing himself, and then the other Okabe from episode 1 found Krisu in that state, and that essentially re-looped into the alpha timeline as to what it was. So it's gonna Steins Gate 1 season 1 is actually an endless loop of the true ending of the alpha line, which is like weird and a headache to think about. But that's how that ends.
But like, all right. Before I go to my other thought, Missing Link is an alternate ending to episode 23.
Okay. Is that the movie or is that an OVA?
I don't know.
Okay. I can assume it's probably an OVA from what it sounds like. Or maybe the movie.
So, okay. So with that understanding, you're saying that season 1 is an infinite loop, essentially.
Season 1 is an infinite loop of the true ending, as long as it ended up like that.
But that means that they never reached Steins Gate.
No, that means the other Okabe reached Steins Gate, but the other Okabe has to still reach it. It's like it's a constant loop of him reaching Steins Gate, because after he fakes the death, he comes back, and then they end up reaching Steins Gate.
But then how does it loop if they're done?
Because the other Okabe finds Krisu from that moment, which is episode 1 technically of that timeline, because he goes back in time to stop Krisu's death. So if you're looking at it in the perspective of a viewer, it's an endless loop. But in the perspective of one Okabe, which is the one you follow from episode 1 to 23, it's that one it's a one continuous story of him going from episode 1 to 23 to finding Steins Gate through his entire ordeal.
But it doesn't. But I don't get how how is it a loop if it resolves?
Well, it's not necessarily. It's only a loop to us because we see it as that. Because when he goes back in time, he triggers the Steins Gate ending by going back to what we know as episode 1 to stop her death,
right?
And then going back to the future and reaching Steins Gate,
right?
With everyone pretty much good. It's only a loop to us because he goes back to episode 1, which is what we recognize as that, as a viewer.
And then once that finishes,
because right now we're following the one Okabe that's been from episode 1 to 23. He goes back in time. He goes back to the future. Oh, excuse me. And then that's it. They have reached Steins Gate, and the anime is done.
But we didn't get to see Steins Gate though.
Well, Steins Gate is the ending with no war. That's with both Krisu and Mayuri alive without a result.
Get to see it.
I mean, I think that's just a story. I think at that point it's more of a storytelling aspect at this point.
Yeah, but I don't want to be denied this fucking pain and heartache to just be alluded to. Oh yeah, they might have reached Steins Gate.
They did reach Steins Gate.
They did reach it. Apparently,
because
if you think about it hard enough.
No, because Steins Gate is the 1.0 timeline or the 1.0 world line.
Yeah, but
that's
what's to see it.
Well, we get to see the numbers. We see the numbers go from
shit about
0.
Numbers.
Well, that's the number the Nixie numbers represent them crossing into Steins Gate.
You know what the numbers don't represent? Tuturu. They don't represent the wonderful, beautiful Tuturu and Christina being a shit in the lab. That's not what that represents. It's just apparently telling us, yeah, everything's okay now. We don't fucking know that. You don't know what that could have said. You don't know what that could have meant, Jomel.
Do you just want a time skip episode? Is that it?
I don't want a time skip episode. I want an episode where I fucking see it's just an entire episode of just them being okay. We get to see, all right, well, like we get a full explanation. All right, they destroyed the time machine shit. No one knows about time machine shit. You know, what is it? What's her face? Ah, shit. The other red-haired girl that lost her memory.
Damn. This is bad since we just saw the series.
What was her name? Kuragane?
It starts with a K. No. It's Kagari.
Kagari, yeah. Fucking Kagari. What about her? Did she get fucking wrapped up?
Okay, hold on. Let's go back because right now we have to be talking. Right now we're talking about Steins Gate 0, right? Because Kagari only happens in Steins Gate 0.
Yes, but all right. So this means that essentially Kagari never gets to. Kagari never goes back in time.
No, yeah, because Kagari in Steins Gate 0.
Right.
Yeah, because Kagari is the production is from the World War III timeline.
Right.
But in Steins Gate Season 1, World War III never happened, meaning that Kagari never would have been a war orphan and would have never gone through her mind control stage, which results in the whole conflict in Steins Gate 0.
That's true. That's a good point. But then all right, so that's fine then. I'm just trying. So Steins Gate 0 is essentially resolved because they went back in time. So it technically never happens, quote unquote.
Yes, technically, because Steins Gate 0's main purpose was to put Steins Gate 1's timeline back into track towards the Alpha timeline rather than having it go inevitably to Beta.
But I would have just liked to see it all happen.
Like just the result of Steins Gate.
To see the result.
I mean, we saw it in a numerical format that they crossed.
That's not good enough, Jomel. You know that's not good enough.
For me, during that time, that was enough for me to relieve my heart that because they made it to a point that they had to cross 1.0 to cross into Steins Gate, and they were in like 0.09, 0.08, whatever fucking word line, stuck in that loop because someone kept dying and Okabe had to fix that. The moment I saw that clock or those numbers turn, cross over to 1, I was satisfied. I'm like, yes, fuck, this is what I want. And I was completely satisfied with the fact that they crossed over to Steins Gate.
But it's just not that, because it's for people like me that don't realize what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
for the fucking idiots out there, like, what happened? Where's Tutu? Where's my waifu? What's going on? Like,
where's my Christina?
Exactly. I want to see him and fucking Christina get it on. Not
Mean,
literally. But like,
would it be like unforgivable to say that you can just play the game?
Yes. I'm not gonna touch that fucking thing. You kidding me? That's Satan.
I mean, let's be honest. They did a pretty good job for what seems to be a lot of bullshit that you have to go through in the game.
Yeah. I don't want to go through that bullshit. It was enough watching it.
Exactly. They were able to give you that in a 23 episode little crunch of suffering rather than like 230 hours of finding your way towards a true ending with a bunch of bullshit regarding time and decisions.
No, I refuse.
So, I mean, they did. I do think they did quite good. They did a good job in terms of telling the story. Obviously, there is the obvious not being able to see them, actually live in the Steins Gate timeline or word line.
They could have just fucking put one more episode out. Wouldn't have been hard. Hell, put a special out. I don't fucking care. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's true.
Here. Throw me
that's
a bone.
True. I mean, that's what happened with Steins Gate Season 1. But we're here to talk about Steins Gate 0. Because as everyone knows, Steins Gate 0 has completely different problems. Not in the end, but there's different kind of conflicts that Okabe has to go through, because this is essentially the worst timeline that that he chose to stay in rather than continue fighting towards the Steins Gate world line.
Right. One thing I'm really upset about with Steins Gate Zero is that fucking so throughout the beginning of Steins Gate Zero, you're like, all right, yeah, Okabe's all but her and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like you start to see it like affect Mayuri,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to see like you start to see more and more about how she actually cares about him. It's not just he's the person that I look up to and blah blah blah. No,
Yeah.
she wants to get his goat, and I'm like, all right, now I'm conflicted,
Explain.
because I really like Mayuri's character, but I
Right.
love Okabe and Christina's relationship. You see where I'm getting at? I want Mayuri to be happy,
True. I
but
mean,
I don't think Okabe sees her in a romantic sense.
no, and well, even in the towards the end, she did admit that she was more so she wanted to get Kyoma back rather than Okabe,
Yeah,
because
but
that's who she fell in love with. I mean, of course she loved Okabe, but it's because of the persona that he cultivated over the years, is what obviously, because he created that persona to help her get over help her cope with her grandmother that passed away during that time,
right.
and that persona of Kyoma, Hohun Kyoma, is what
Hoin Kyoma.
is what gave her that affection towards Okabe in that case, because of who Kyoma was.
Well, yeah, but from what I recall, he
Uh-huh.
didn't drop the Hoin Kyoma act until they entered Science Gate Zero. So Christina fell in love with Hoin Kyoma, not Okabe, or
Well,
what
maybe.
I mean.
Well, yeah.
With his bullshit. She fell in love with his bullshit, and I'm like, all right, that's fine, but so that just kind of that defeats that argument. Like they both love the same persona.
That's true. I mean, at this point, at this point, it seems like it's just whoever won. It's just the waifu war at this point. At least in Zero.
I mean, but it's not even. I mean, yeah, most waifu wars go with there's a girl that he actually likes, and then there's people that there's the other girl, and
Mm.
in this case, Mayuri is the other girl. But like, I don't want.
Well, what was the problem you were talking about in the beginning, in
The
terms of
problem is,
how
is that the
Mayuri?
problem is that we know that Mayuri can't be with Okabe
Mm-hmm.
because he's so set on Christina.
Mm-hmm.
So it feel it. I mean, yes, she's doing it for Okabe's own good to do all the shit, travel through time, fucking risk herself getting shot back to fucking 9 billion BC. But like, it just fucking sucks that there's not going to be a reality where they get to. Well, I'm sure there's
Well,
there's probably a reality where they get together, but like
I mean,
it's never gonna.
I can probably argue that the end of Steins Gate Zero would be that reality, because, as we both know, Krisu never came back in that timeline.
Right.
Even Amadeus was essentially erased as well. So the like any remnants of Krisu, and especially even and Amadeus, is essentially gone. So I can probably be confident enough to say that that reality would be that timeline, just because, I mean, even Okabe accepted the fact that Amadeus, the last of Krisu's memory, would be erased forever, and he still went back to get Mayuri and fuck, Daru's daughter,
Suzuka.
Suzuka.
Yes.
So we just don't get to see the afterward moments. So
But
it's kept up to your imagination after
but
that.
I hate that. I don't want to rely on my animation imagination. Just show it to me. I need to confirm, because what What if a meteor just came down and fucking broke the shit out of his fucking his time machine? Like maybe that was the time of the dinosaurs when the meteor fell. I mean, obviously it wasn't because they gave a specific time, and that was probably just like sometime in the I don't know. What did it say? What is it like 10,000 BC or something?
And I thought it was like
100,000
80.
BC.
I thought it was 80,000 BC. I can't
80,000 BC. There were people around somewhere.
somewhere.
Maybe. Let me think. Anthropology minor activate. Assuming that they landed in Japan, which they probably didn't.
Yeah, they were just flung at a random spot. I
Actually,
mean, it was
they
it seemed pretty
might-
sandy.
Yeah, it was pretty sandy, so that wouldn't have made sense. They would have probably had to have dropped somewhere like in a barren area of Mesopotamia, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere just in that desert region.
Because if it was Japan, there's a possibility. I'm probably getting my times wrong. That if they landed there, there wouldn't be anybody there because no one migrated there yet.
Yeah, and
But it
I
wouldn't
mean,
be sandy.
yeah, majority of Japan is mountainous, and it's a volcanic. It's mostly volcanic, so it's all mountainous. It's not necessarily dry and sandy.
Right. But yeah, so they must have just been ported somewhere. But like, I just want to see. I want to see the good bits of Steins Gate Zero. What happened? All right, so they're in the war now. They fucking brought those two back. Woohoo! No, what now? I mean, I guess we can't see every ending of every fucking timeline, sure. But at least give us the two that you gave us.
You know what the answer to that is, Jarron?
No, fuck you.
Play the game.
No, suck my dick. They probably don't do it there either.
I mean, if you think about it, the anime is essentially just a giant promotion for the game.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you want to, it's like saying, "Yep, this is the ending. You want to know more? You then go ahead and play the trials that Okabe went through."
But it'd be okay if it wasn't just based on if you whether or not you answer your phone or fucking not. That feels random.
I feel like it's probably more than that.
I mean,
if
probably
you
more than that in the second in Zero, but that's the main feature in fucking 1.
That's true, but we're talking about Zero though in this case.
Well, yeah, but see, Zero's even more shitty because you don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I guess I could just look it up and find out, but
you could just wiki it honestly. But then what's the fun of that? You gotta feel the suffrage, and then that's when you claim your reward you're on.
There's almost only so much suffering a human being can take.
I mean, Okabe, what do you do? He
broke.
fucking he was broken. He broke again, and then he fucking what was the first time machine called again? The microwave one.
I don't fucking remember.
Uh,
It might as well just be called the Butthole Sucker Mark III because the name was still in production process to be named.
Yeah, that's true. But remember he had to time loop. I think it was time loop, but he had to time loop 3,000 times because he can only go back 2 weeks. He did that with 3,000 times to get back to the timeline to finally fucking reach the point where the divergence happens.
I'm surprised they didn't play more on the whole you might die if you did it this many times. They should have had one point where it's like it's too much on his brain. We gotta figure out a way to do it so that he doesn't his brain doesn't explode.
Right. It is time leap, by the way.
Time leap, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they could have done in this timeline he fucking fainted and almost went into another coma, which would have set off later on, or did some weird convergence bullshit.
You mean are you talking about like kind of how he tried to elude the different Mayuri deaths, and you essentially got a good chunk of what he was suffering through?
Yeah.
Except in this case, it'd be him fucking
Going
up the
back
time
into
leap.
the coma. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does hit the coma, but that's a little bit after he's able to at least tell them what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then he, I don't know, passes out or some shit. and he's like, and then they're like, all right, we gotta figure out, we gotta implant this chip into his brain. I don't fucking know. Something cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much.
Maybe. I mean, Steins Gate already does a lot. I mean, I'll grant. I mean, looking back on it, Steins Gate Zero did a lot, but and a lot of it was enough to separate itself from the original Steins Gate. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that statement, but I do believe when I was watching it from the first time, I was essentially getting a nice, fresh story in terms of how this timeline is essentially different from the one that I'm familiar with in this first season, and I was pretty engrossed into the different problems that Okabe was going through, especially since Okabe in this timeline is essentially a broken emo man, and he became a normie essentially, and it's just him building back his confidence into Kyoma. So I can confidently say that Steins Gate Zero enough of a different premise to separate itself from Steins Gate Season 1.
It did, but I mean, what did that really amount to? You didn't get to see the fucking result.
I mean, you never got to see the result in the first season either.
Yeah, suck my dick.
So I could say it's pretty faithful to the original series.
Faithful. I don't need faith. I need results.
You get results at a.
No, you didn't. You got a number. The number can mean anything. Whoever knows if Steins Gate is a good thing? What's stopping the world from being like, all right, everything's gonna be a-okay. There's no World War III. Bam, fucking Mayuri and Kuritsugu gets fucking hit by a fucking train. Like,
I mean, it's probably an ending, honestly, but
like God just said, no, fuck you, not today.
I mean, you're right, because I mean, when you think about it, all of this is because of the delusions of Okabe, and it just happened to be the reality of what he had to overcome.
Right. So is he gonna start going back in time again to try to figure that out? But no matter, literally, like trillions of times later, it's just like no. It's just like they have to die. Like it's either they die or you keep one of them in World War III.
I mean, that's essentially what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Zero is the World War III timeline. It's just that, it's. I mean, it still ended off as it still ended as a World War III timeline, which I wasn't expecting, honestly. I wasn't expecting that kind of progression where, even Okabe did save Mayuri and them, it still went towards that. It still inevitably went towards the World War III timeline because it had to go there for that Okabe to make that D-mail to the other timeline for the other Okabe to start Project Starlight or something. Arclight. Yeah, I think it was Arclight. We don't
get to see it happen.
Yeah, we do. You gotta watch season 1.
Oh yeah, right. Shut up. Kiss my ass.
Again, season 1 ties into the fact that Zero succeeded.
Sequels shouldn't be prequels or this weird parallel bullshit.
Well, it's not a prequel. Let
it be a sequel. It's a Saka Praka Laka.
I mean,
prequel.
Even the beginning of it, it's not even a sequel. It's even said as an alternate timeline.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make season 2 an alternate timeline. Kiss my ass. Because it's confusing when you try to put them together.
I mean, they didn't technically make it into season 2. It's just an alternate reality that you get to play with.
Technically is a prequel and a sequel. Yes, because the ending of the first one leads into the second one, but the ending of the second one leads into the first one.
Well, no,
prequel sequel.
A bad ending to the first one leads to the second one,
whatever.
And then the ending of the second one, the ending of the second one leads to the good ending of the first one. So what we're having here, Jarron, is called the Clannad effect.
No. See, Clannad's like, all right, so we're gonna do some shit. All right, here's something going on over here, in the same anime. No, actually, no, that's false. They didn't introduce it until season 2. Here's some shit going on over here. Doesn't have much to do with what's going on over here, but it's just so symbolic of what's going on that it just kind of ties together. It doesn't actually tie together. It just kind of does. Just kind of. and
But
then
it's
they
still
just
tied
so
together.
happen to converge, and then something happens.
I mean, you just gotta collect all the lights in Clannad.
You just gotta collect all the fucking lights. Yeah, it's just that fucking easy. Just go fucking throw Kodami against a fucking wall and fuck them out of her. Yeah, why don't you do that?
I mean, again, they did give you the heartbreak of they did give you the heartbreak of Nagisa, and then they gave you the better ending after the hard work, after suffering through the bad ending. So we've got that little prequel sequel thing going on here, relating to Steins Gate.
I mean, not really.
Wow.
If anything, it's fucking. If anything, it's more like a. So season 2 Clannad fucking. What is it? Fucking. My brain's shutting down. Season
okay.
2 Clannad ending happens. Spoiler alert. Fucking his daughter dies, and then he dies, and then the light shit happens, and then he goes through this magical psychedelic thing of like you have a choice to leave your life and not have all this shitty stuff happen in this. And then if he chose that, he probably just would have fucking woke up in the goddamn snow with his dead ass daughter, and like now's your time to fucking let go. Or we'll take you back in time just before she fucking dies. Your wife dies, giving birth to your soon to be dead fucking dead ass daughter. But this time, neither of them die, and you can live happily because you chose the right thing. It's not prequel sequel. It's just, it's a loop, but it doesn't. It's not an infinite loop.
True. And I mean, if this makes you feel any better, John, there is a prequel manga of Steins Gate Zero.
No, fuck it's not. You kiss me. You shut up.
There is.
What is it? What could it even possibly be about?
I don't know. It's called Steins Gate Zero: Solitude of the Mournful Flow.
Oh God.
It seemed to be like a one production thing. It was part of the Steins Gate World Line 2017 to 2018 project. One of them being the prequel manga.
But what's a prequel? Like
the prequel of Steins Gate Zero?
But where's the prequel? Is it the begin? Is it? That doesn't make sense. You can't have a prequel to a prequel sequel. That in itself is a paradox. What leads into Steins Gate Zero? Steins Gate leads into Steins Gate Zero. That doesn't make sense. Unless some outside story's happening that helps lead to Steins Gate Zero.
I mean, I can actually give you the plot for that right now. All right. While Okabe Rintaro briefly has a vision of a world line where he is caught up in the middle of war, which he eventually comes to realize was his reading Steiner taking effect. Meanwhile, Suzuha explains to Daru that she is looking for Kagari Shina, Mayuri's future adopted daughter, who time traveled with her from the year 2036 but became separated from her in 1998. As Rintaro decides to help with the search, he gets a call from Ruka Urashibara about a pressing matter before finding Moeka before his door's out. B is left with more questions than answers. Suzuha recruits help in her search for an unexpected close person. I don't know what the fuck this explained.
What? Also, Moeka. Fucking Moeka.
What about her?
She can't go from the most hated character to the most loved character just because of a fucking prequel. Fuck you. You can't do that.
No, there's also one more thing. Daru's wife.
Oh yeah, they never talked about that. We never even saw them get together. I mean, we kind of did.
No.
We didn't see them get together.
No, it's not that.
What?
You realize she was also an agent.
What?
Did you not notice that?
What?
Okay, let me backtrack here for a second.
No, hold up. What story are you pulling from now? Where'd that come from?
Gerard, remember this was like maybe this is the first. It was from within the first 10 episodes. Remember the first time they got attacked? The very first time when they found Kagari and they got attacked, there was a helmeted person that Okabe thought it was Moeka, right?
Yeah.
And then was it Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown came in because he was like, "What's all the commotion all about?" Blah blah blah. I'm buff, and then that's when shit went down. He was able to fight off that helmet dude that wasn't that thought that was gonna be Moeka, and then they made him point that the person that was it Mr. Brown damaged that person's wrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the next day in that episode, now be mindful that was during the New Year's party or winter or Christmas party. Both Daru's to be wife and her friends left the party, and then the next day when everyone came back, Daru's wife had a bandage around her wrist, the same spot and the same wrist as to that helmeted person was essentially damaged during that fight.
No fucking way.
They completely blew over that entire concept. That
No fucking way.
you want to rewatch it, you can rewatch it, right? I don't remember what episode it was, but it was it was definitely the Christmas episode, either Christmas or New Year's. It was one of those two holidays.
No fucking way.
No, I'm wrong. Christmas. It's Christmas.
No fucking way.
Yes.
What?
I'm being serious.
No
Daru,
fucking way.
for some reason, I don't know why they never continued that, or maybe maybe there was a reading Steiner that created a different timeline. But Daru's wife, soon to be wife, was an agent of was that CERN or was it
CERN.
Derpa? Because I know one of those two had like the helmeted people.
CERN is the one. So Derpa was. I think Derpa's the Russian one, right? No, because there were the Russians and the Americans.
Yeah, which one was Mr. Brown part of?
The Americans.
Is that what Mr. Brown is part? No. CERN is American. Because CERN is based off of the real CERN here in the U.S.
Oh, what the fuck?
I just
weird.
And then because CERN did you not know that CERN is actually based off the real CERN here in the U.S.
I feel like I remember learning that, but
Yeah, it's spelled CERN instead of the SERN in Steins Gate. But not the point. I gotta bring up the episode because I'm telling you right now, Jarron, that was a key point that I noticed right away. I'm like, hold up, are you telling me that Daru's soon-to-be wife is actually a fucking traitor?
That's fucking upsetting. That makes me so upset.
Hold on, let me. I need to find this.
That makes me upset.
I mean, they never expanded it. Besides, up until that point, for some godforsaken reason.
I fucking hope not. I hope you're fucking wrong.
No, I'm not. That was a main thing. I was really like. Pushing my dick up against. I was like, hold up, wait the fuck on. Are you telling me that Daru's soon-to-be wife is a fucking agent of whoever, of the helmet people?
Dude.
And has been the undercover like what is it, mole of this entire time?
You're killing me right now, Smalls. You're killing me.
Hold on, I need to go to these fucking episode descriptions. Fuck, I need to figure out what episode that was. Okay.
But it's not. There's just never gonna. So that means some shit could go down. I guess she never knew that.
No, she knew exactly what she was doing. She was just covering it up the entire time.
Yeah, but like, all right, she can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna attack you. Never mind, I'm just gonna marry you. Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
I need to. Okay, here. Episode. Fuck. That was definitely before it was the first half of Steins Gate Zero. I gotta figure this out. Butterfly Effect Divergence, or was it? Yeah. Wait. That's season 1. There you go. List episodes. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Are you having a hard time processing this?
I can't fucking figure. I can't. Cause all right, so fucking listeners, listen to this shit. So this means Daru's getting married to the enemy. So I mean, unless they're taking this whole time, I mean, obviously they kind of have to continuously prevent World War III. But I feel like at some point in time, Daru's gonna tell his wife, assuming they still get fucking married, and Sousa still fucking exists in the first place, because now I feel like, now it doesn't matter whether or not Daru gets with his wife or not, because that timeline's already set, The
Right.
Steins Gate Zero timeline's already there, so that's always gonna happen. So she's fine with existing, but like now, like, but then what? All right, how about this? How about this? How about fucking this? In the World War III timeline, fucking she's dead. Like I thought, if she's an agent, why is it she's fucking badass like everybody else?
What, Yuki?
Yes, fucking Kagari, fucking Moeka, fucking
Yeah,
all
no,
those
that's
motherfuckers doing all
that's
this shit.
that was one of the things that confused me the most, because they heavily implied that Yuki was essentially like an agent. Like she was the one that raided their fucking lab.
Right. And she had no reservations about that. They were already friends. Like,
I mean,
what?
maybe what if that was part of the plan? That's probably part of the plan.
They were about to fucking kill Mayuri. So does that mean she's marrying Daru just to fucking get in the shit? Like, what?
Probably.
See,
If
this is the kind of stuff you can't leave out.
I mean, obviously they didn't go with that timeline.
I'm so upset. It's still the timeline, Jomel. That doesn't just kick her out of the fucking CERN. She's still in CERN.
True. Hold on, I'm still having a hard time trying to find the episode. I remember it vividly.
Oh my god, that makes me so upset. Oh no. See, now this is why I definitely need to see the Steins Gate episode, because I don't know. There's too many uncertainties. Like you can't. This is bullshit.
There's too many inconsistencies, right?
Too many inconsistencies. You can't drop a fucking. You can't drop that shit on me, Jomel, and then I can't have an ending now.
I mean, I thought you noticed it, to be honest.
I didn't fucking notice. I was too caught up in the fact that it happened. Like I don't know. God damn.
Oh my god! Hold on.
I
I need to figure this out. Okay.
Can't. I refuse to rewatch. Shit. I refuse to rewatch it. I can't. I'm done. Fuck you, Steins Gate. You've beaten me. You've defeated me. You've taken everything that I wanted and then thrown it away.
No, not yet. I need to find an episode for you just so that you can find it, just so that you can look and witness what I was like. Let's see, kicked off the New Year's with a shrine visit. Okay, so it's not episode 6. It was before that. Episode 4.
Bullshit, Jomel. Bullshit. Oh man, that thoroughly upsets me. But I mean, it's gonna be again. It's. Oh, you know what? It was just before the hiatus, I think, wasn't it?
No, I think I
No.
found it. I think
It
I
was
found
episode
it.
10, wasn't it?
No, it's not episode 10. I think I just found it.
What? It's just that's rough, man. I don't like that. But I guess that does give it's shit like that makes Steins Gate pretty, like, you know, it's a fucking really good anime, you know, because
it's very compelling to the mind.
that, and like maybe that's not the only small detail that, you know, people might have missed. I definitely didn't fucking know that.
There's no way I'm fucking going insane right now. I did not just jump timelines and make this shit up.
I hope you did, because that's bugging the shit out of me.
It's bugging the shit out of me too. I remember rewatching that same episode because I was like, because I rewatched it with you. Because remember when I forced you to watch it, and then I was watching the same episode again. I made sure to notice if that was actually a legit thing. And I was like, and I noticed it again. So I was like, yes, this is happening.
I know. I remember Yuki's about her.
Yuki's no good in this case.
You know why I didn't notice it? Because
Why?
when she mentioned her wrists and shit, I thought she was like in a abusive relationship, and that was gonna spawn some side, you know, some little story about Daru trying to rescue her from the story, and then I forgot about that fact.
Oh, about the whole like raid.
Yeah, I just brushed it away because I didn't want to think about it anymore.
Hold on. Because episode 10 is the New Year's visit. That's not what we. Well, maybe. Hold on. Forbidden Crucible. Let's see. Timeline she remained left behind. Was a notebook you use? No. Episode 10. That's the. I need to find this.
I mean, we'll have to find it later because I don't think the audience wants to listen to us search for something.
That's true. I mean, we've also been going on about for an hour now. Uh, Final thoughts, Jarron, about Steins Gate
Fuck
Zero.
Steins
Obviously,
Gate. Watch it. Watch both of them. Watch the movies. Watch everything. But fuck it. Don't play the game.
exactly.
Play the game to support people. Support the creators.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't play the game because fuck the game.
I mean, if you really want to go through the same kind of turmoil Okabe went through, then go right ahead. But if you want a nice, I guess maybe steady way into how the story goes into, watch the anime. Both Steins Gate Season 1, Steins Gate 0. Well, if you want to go in order, Steins Gate, and then Steins Gate The Missing Link, that's that alternate ending, and the movie, and then this one, Steins Gate 0.
Fucking kill me.
Obviously, it's very compelling. It's gonna be slow. I will admit it. Most of Steins Gate it does start out pretty slow because there's a lot of build up or a lot of like environment building in a sense. But it's more. It's worth that couple episodes in the beginning to really appreciate what happens throughout the entire story from then on.
That and if you miss any details, you're fucked.
Yeah. I mean, rewatching it doesn't necessarily. That's not a bad thing because you start noticing a little more details when you do rewatch it. So,
Unless
I mean,
you're a bitch like me and you refuse to watch it ever again.
this is true, but go check it out. It's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be on Crunchyroll, both Steins Gate and Steins Gate 0. Support your creators and all of that. If you want to play the games, it's. I know Steins Gate 0 is on Steam.
The first one's on Steam too.
Is it okay? So we'll provide the Steins Gate Steam links below if you guys want to support them and suffer like Okabe. And
you're on your own. I refuse.
Yeah, I mean, tell us about it, and if you can't handle it, then just watch the anime. That's personally what we did because no pun intended, we had no time to be messing around with the game and all that madness.
Honestly, fuck that noise.
But as always, guys, thank you for listening to us. Thank you for downloading us. We're almost at 700 total downloads. We can't have done it without you guys. Just a reminder, I will be attending Daisho Con in November 16th through the 18th. So I still haven't. Yep, I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do there. I'm probably gonna be doing a remote shoot, a remote mini cast there, just so that I can kind of just squeeze in some audio for that week's podcast. But I'll decide along the way. If you guys are fans and you happen to be at DaishoCon, you know what I look like. I'll probably be maybe trying to promote us.
Do they know what you look like, Jomel? What about the people from Mexico that might not watch our WBA TV content?
True.
Or is on the Facebook or the Twitter.
This is true. Oh wait, before we go, I feel so bad for not noticing before, but we have a fan in Sweden that commented on one of our podcasts on YouTube, and I want to can you pull him up, John? Because I do want to give him a shout out just because.
I'm working on it because he's been our first commenter in a very long time. The other couple were close friends of mine.
Mm-hmm. And this was back in September, right? Yeah, he commented back in near end of September, and I feel so bad for not noticing it back then.
Well, it wasn't back in September. This was like 3 episodes ago.
Oh, well, no, but that's when he commented, so that was in September, wasn't it? According to when he commented.
Well, because he commented on that video, and we didn't put that video. That video came out, shit. When did it come out? I'm pretty sure this was like 3 episodes ago.
Was it?
Maybe I'm dumb. I'm
sorry, guys. We're not very organized right now.
No, we're not at all. It was. All right, this was 5 episodes ago. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill Overbeck.
There you go, Bill Overbeck. Thank you, Bill. he commented on that video on that podcast a while ago. He's from Sweden, and
Yep, September
honestly,
10th. You're right.
honestly, I don't know how the hell you found us all the way in Sweden, but welcome.
Welcome to the shit show.
Welcome to the shit show, and I hope you're listening right now. And we can't give you any more appreciation as to you being here and listening to us banter about timelines and other anime.
Oh no, we could give you more appreciation. Just send us $10,000 and we'll fly to you and I'll yell at you.
You know, there's some legal applications that there's some legal issues that could probably arise. If
It's not like I'm going there to blow them.
True, but I don't want the IRS on my door.
That's a good point.
So, but again, thank you, Bill. Welcome to the show, and I hope you stick around. You really made my day when I found you. So, where can they find us, Jarron?
You can find us on Facebook at WBA Cast or Wannabeaboo Cast. That's WANNABEABOO Cast on Facebook, or you can find us on Twitter at Wannabeaboo. You can also listen to us on YouTube, Google Play, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Listen Notes, the Stitcher app, and any other place that hosts podcasts or our RSS feed.
And as always, guys, my name is Jomel Socorro.
My name is Jarron Gaddis.
And we are the Wannabe Boo Podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest game and anime news, reviews, and waifus for life.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you next time.